We've talked before about how, especially with social media, Instagram, Pinterest, all these things, people see all these amazing things, and they're like, "Oh, I can figure that out on my own. I can choose that on my own. I don't really need to pay for these hours for somebody else to do it for me." What's the danger in that? Like, why shouldn't people just try to do it themselves?
It's some of the I guess the biggest hurdles or the issues I've seen with that is, they see a light fixture that they love, for example, but it may not be the right size. Like let's say they see a light fixture for over their island. They see it in a TikTok video or online, and they see the dimensions, but they may not understand the scale that that needs to be proportionate with that island.
It's in someone else's house, different
Right,
ceiling
right,
heights, different room
right,
size, different
right.
table size.
Yeah, absolutely. So, we take those, we don't just only take the look and the beauty of a product, but we also take the scale, the dimension. Is it appropriate for your home, for your lifestyle? So we take all of that into consideration when helping you make choices. And so sometimes, even like in the living room, you see a great sofa, but you're not sure if it's going to fit with this other, recliner that you've got in that space. And you just buy it and you don't know if it's going to fit. Well, a designer can come in and measure it and make sure it's to scale, make sure you've got your proper clearances, proper walk space. And so I think that's the benefit of bringing someone in versus, always just, doing it yourself.
And I think also certain fixtures, people may not realize all the components that they have to order. It's like if you just try to order something yourself, you may not know, hey, that plumbing fixture also needs this, this, and this
Yep.
to go with it. So you can't just buy something off of build.com or whatever on your own. You kind of need to have some expertise and experience and the right application for each fixture and kind of what else goes with it, right?
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
Having a good designer, just like having a good builder, having a good designer it's going to cost you something up front,
Correct. Yeah.
but in the long run, it's going to set your project up for success. And, that's what we want. That's the whole point of this, this podcast, this show is to talk about setting your project up for success, minimizing your stress through the process. So, I mean, to me, that's really the other thing that people don't think about is when they're trying to manage their own busy life and their career and their family and everything else that they have to do they really want to spend all their time doing what you do?
Right. Yeah. No, no, most don't because there's so much, you just have to shut that part of your brain off and work on that. And it can be very difficult when you've got a, business to run or you've got a job, you've got a family to maintain. And so it's just one little added layer of stress that sometimes I think a lot of clients enjoy and respect having someone on their team to kind of take some of that burden off of them.
And, you mentioned trust a second ago. The problem with the HGTVs and the Pinterests and all that kind of stuff is everybody's an expert.
Sure.
I think especially when it comes to interior design. I don't know how many times I've heard, "Oh, my sister does this," quote unquote. And your sister may be good at picking out some pillows and some paint colors, but that doesn't make her an interior designer. That doesn't mean she's qualified to do this. It doesn't mean that she doesn't have style, but it means that she's not trained to do this. She doesn't have the experience to do this, right? And so a professional designer is going to have that skill set to make all those little minute decisions that have to be made, right?
Right, right. And I think some of it comes down to, it's also safety is also really important too. A bathroom, you don't want to pick, marble is gorgeous. It's a timeless material. There's obviously some maintenance and upkeep to it, but it's a slippery surface. And I think it's, for me, I think function is very important over, the way something looks. So when I'm specifying something for a client, I'm always going to look at function first. So I love the look of marble. I think it's beautiful. If are up for maintaining it, that's great. But it's a slippery surface, especially in a big format. And while it may look beautiful in a bathroom, it's not safe to have it in there. When it's a polished surface. So those are some things I think that are important when hiring a designer. Is yes, anybody can make something look good, but I think you've got to look at the function of the materials that you're picking out. And is it safe? Is it going to work for your lifestyle? And not everyone has that set of skills.